Hey guys, it's Christy and welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me. Today I am so excited because we have the new Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Party Collection. So before we get into it, I hope you'll consider subscribing to my channel before you leave. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy, and let's get into it. Okay guys, so Charlotte Tilbury has essentially released the Pillow Talk Party Collection, which is basically an extension of the entire Pillow Talk line. I think this was just her way of kind of rounding out the collection. So this collection includes the Multi-Glow Highlighter, which we are testing today. There is also the Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes in Dream Pop, which is like a berry brown Pillow Talk shade of mascara. The Luxury Palette in Pillow Talk Dreams, which we also have to test out. There is also the Pillow Talk Lip and Cheek Glows, and also the Beauty Light Wand. So I think the Beauty Light Wand and the Lip and Cheek Glow were pre-existing, so I didn't pick those up. I didn't pick up the mascara either because I'm just not somebody who's going to wear a burgundy mascara. That being said, I did pick up the Pillow Talk Dreams little quad as well as the highlighter. So the highlighter comes in two shades. The first one is Romance Light, and that is a nude pink, and Dream Light is a warm pink. So I picked up Romance Light. This is the lighter of the two. So I'm really excited to get into this. The highlighter is limited edition. I'm not sure if the quad is limited edition, but let's just open these up. So the packaging on these is actually the really cute pink boxes, which I think are adorable. The highlighter in Romance Light. So this packaging is absolutely stunning. I am in love with this packaging. Opening this up, you can see we have four different shades in here, so you can use each one individually or you can just mix them all together. These first two are more metallic-y highlighters, whereas these two are more sparkly. So I just want to swatch the first two. So if you can see that, that is the first two. So if you can see on the back of my hand, those are the more metallic-y highlights. Those are definitely more the type that I tend to go for. And these two over here are going to give you that more straight sparkle, that more nighttime glow kind of a thing. Oh yeah, these are more pinky and they are definitely much more glittery. So if you can see that, they're definitely just more glittery, more sparkly. They're going to pack a little bit more of a punch. I just want to get the highlight out of the way and then we'll get into the quad. I'm also going to be comparing the quad to the original Pillow Talk as well. So I think first, right away, I'm just going to go right down the center and I'm just going to add that on. Ooh, okay. So just with the two metallic-y highlights, it is quite shiny, quite blingy. That is pretty though. Let's just add the more sparkly one on top. Ooh, okay. So it's definitely a very pinky highlight. Okay, that is very, very pink. I now want to add a little bit more of my blush just to kind of pull it together a little bit more. It has been a minute since I did my makeup. So just gonna add a little more blush to kind of tie that in. That is pretty though. Very blingy, very blinding, but very, very pretty. So I am a huge fan of the highlighter that is in the Film Star Bronze and Glow. I am also a big fan of the giant highlight that she released, the Film Star Super Glow highlight in the giant silver packaging. So I'm just going across all three for this side. I just want to see how they all look together. I'm not going anywhere, so I don't care if I'm glowing into space. That is very glowy. That's very, very glowy. Yeah. If you don't like a super blinding glowy highlight, this might be a pass for you. These two on their own, again, these are the more metallic-y shades, but they still packed quite a punch. These two are glittery, so yeah, if you don't like a blinding highlight, pass on this. This one is Not for the shy. Not for the shy. Okay, let me just pop off camera quickly. I'm going to prep my eyes and then we're going to compare the two quads and then we're going to get to testing the quad. Okay, so before we get into the quads, I should mention the highlight retails for $45 US. The quad retails for $53 US. The mascara retails for $29, and the lip and cheek glows as well as the beauty light wands all retail for $40. So definitely Charlotte's typical price point. Very, very expensive. That's why I say, even though the packaging of this, how this looks on the skin, super, super beautiful, but if you're not into super blinding, pass on this because it is very expensive and you want to get used out of something that's that expensive. Let's talk about the quad. This is the Pillow Talk Dreams quad. So this is what it looks like. So you can see it's still quite reminiscent of the original Pillow Talk, but it's deeper in tones. It looks like it's a little bit more sparkly as well. Let me just hold them both up. So on this side we have the original and on this side we have the new Pillow Talk Dreams. So what I'm seeing right now is this one, the original Pillow Talk, is definitely striking me as more of a daytime kind of a quad. This one is definitely striking me as more of a nighttime. Or this one, the original, may be better for lighter skin tones. This one looks to me like it would be super beautiful on deeper skin tones. So I just want to compare with some swatches. I have swatched both quads. This side is the original Pillow Talk quad. This side is the new Pillow Talk Dreams. So right away we can see that the new one is definitely much more pigmented. These shades are definitely richer. They pack much more punch than the original. The original is still so beautiful in my opinion, but I do think this is more of a daytime palette or a fair skin tone palette. This one is going to be so beautiful for someone with a deeper skin tone. I think this will be nice on anybody, but I definitely think that I'm going to need to go easy on these shades just a little bit. But these are the swatches side by side. So the new one is definitely deeper, definitely more sparkly, and it's definitely more punchy. Okay guys, so let's dig into the palette. So again, this does sort of follow her standard prime, enhance, smoke, and this one is called a Super Pop, which I think is kind of cool, but I also think it's fitting based on the swatches. However, I'm just going to go into the enhanced shade right here. I'm just taking a BK Beauty 202, and right away I can see on the brush this is super pigmented, so I'm just going to kind of tap it off on my hand just a little bit, and I'm going to focus that shade in the crease. That's a really pretty shade actually. It definitely comes off much more pinky on the eye. Like, it's definitely a brown, but it's a beautiful, beautiful pinky brown, which I don't know what else I expected from a Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk. That's pretty. I really like that. Okay, same thing on the other side. Just concentrating a lot of that pigment on the outer corner. I feel like I could have almost used a softer brown to do the crease initially. I mean, this one's perfectly fine, especially if I just blend a little longer. I am glad I tapped off some of the pigment on my hand first. I feel like that blended out and shaped my eyes really, really nicely. I really like that. Just want a little bit more on the other side. I love that. It's very flattering. Even on my fair skin, it is definitely richer than the original Pillow Talk, but it's so flattering. I'm just going to take a much smaller brush and I'm going to go into the smoke shade. This brush might be a little too dense. Again, I'm just going to kind of tap it off on my hand and then I'll lightly tap into that corner. Just really adding some depth to that outer corner. Not too much though. I feel like you could go very smoky with this quad. It's really pretty. Okay, I'm gonna go back to my crease brush just to really try to blend that out more. These are definitely performing the way I expect Charlotte Tilbury shadows to perform. They perform beautifully. I do think her quads are overpriced, but they are beautiful. They're definitely a luxury item. You're definitely paying for the name, you're paying for packaging, but they are beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna go all over the lid with the prime shade, and I'm just gonna do that with a finger. That's kind of my favorite way to Look how beautiful that is. That's like my favorite way to go in with shimmers in general. That's beautiful. I would even leave it like that. That's really pretty. I always do this with her quads too, because I will get to putting the first shimmer on and I'm so ready to leave it, but I know we need to test out the Super Pop because in most of her quads it's just a regular pop shade, so I'm very curious how sparkly that Super Pop is going to be. I'm just going to kind of blend out those edges just a little bit. One thing I will say with Charlotte Tilbury shadows is I always feel so pretty when I do a look with one of her palettes, just because they're so classy. That's beautiful just on its own. I would definitely wear it just like that. But this is a review. We need to test out the Super Pop shade. So again, this is the Super Pop. I'm going to go in with my pinky. It looks almost a little bit chunky though. I'm going to go right in the center. That is pretty. That definitely adds a really pretty sparkle. And I pretty much just took it all over the lid, but that's fine. It's really pretty. I'm definitely getting some fallout with those shimmers. Okay, so there is some fallout, particularly with the Super Pop shade. Okay, that brushed away quite nicely. Might go back into the highlight just to highlight the inner corner. Okay, I'm just going with another BK Beauty brush, and I think I'm just going to go into that very icy white shade. Oh, that's pretty. Might be a bit too icy, but I don't think I care. I think I just really like it. Yeah, I like it. Okay, let me pop off camera, put on some mascara, and I will be right back. Alright, you guys. So, overall, I am very happy with these two items. Let's go over them again really quickly. This highlighter is absolutely stunning. The packaging is out of this world beautiful. The product itself, I will say the packaging is a little hard to open. The product itself is beautiful. If you don't like a blinding highlight, pass on this. It is expensive and it's definitely very blinding. This is not for the shy, and I see it being very difficult to even get a more subtle highlight with this one. The most subtle you're going to get is if you just use these first two shades here, but even they are pretty metallic-y on their own. These two are just sparkly, and while I love that, not everyone does. So if you're into super blingy, glowy highlights, I would get this. I think this is absolutely beautiful, and I like that you can kind of customize your highlight a little bit. You can keep it a more champagne, you can go very icy, or you can go really pink with it, or you can just mix them all together like I did. I like that you have that option because it's kind of like having 4 in 1, which I think is pretty cool. And I also really like that she did one for deeper skin tones this time. There's been a lot of instances where she hasn't done that. So I really like that there is one for lighter and deeper skin tones. But overall, I think this is beautiful. And again, this is in Romance Light. So this is the lighter one. Absolutely beautiful. Definitely gets a stamp of approval from me. Okay, let's talk about the quad. The Pillow Talk Dreams Luxury Palette. This is beautiful. I love the look I came out with. I do think I liked it more before I put the Super Pop shade on there, but that Super Pop shade is definitely very sparkly. There was some fallout, so I will say that, but the mattes are her typical matte formula. They're very beautiful. They are very pigmented, so I really do stand by what I said initially, that I think this is going to be a more evening palette, or it's going to look so beautiful on richer skin tones. Now, comparing to the original is definitely more light and I want to say shy. It's just much more light and subtle. This one is more of a statement. That's all. This is still quite neutral, but it's definitely more of a statement. I do love this though. One thing I noticed as I was using this is that I feel like I could have gotten a very similar look for the Smoky Eyes Are Forever palette that she released during the holidays. So while these shades aren't exactly the same, I think if I place them side by side, we can kind of see some similarities. So you do have more of an orangey, this one's definitely more orange, but as opposed to the pinky kind of brown, you have a mid-tone brown. You have this pink here, which is very, very similar to the Super Pop. And then there is these lighter pink shades down here. While they might not be identical, I do think if you have this, then I honestly wouldn't purchase this. Let me swatch side by side the shades that I think are the most similar. So here is my shade comparison. This side here is the new Pillow Talk Dreams. This is the Smoky Eyes Are Forever. And while they're not completely identical, you're gonna come out with a very, very similar look. That's all. So if you already have this, I would not recommend picking up the new palette. I just think you're going to get such a similar look that it's really not going to be worth it and it's going to be a waste of money. However, if you don't have this one, then this may be a great option. However, I think this is a much better value. This is $75, this is $45. You get 4 shades in here, you get 12 in here, so for $30 more, you get 8 shades. So I do think these larger ones are a much better value. However, if you're just wanting something super simple, then I don't think you'd be disappointed with this. I think it's beautiful. If you just love Charlotte Tilbury quads, if you love collecting her quads, then I don't think you'll regret this. I think this is a beautiful, beautiful palette. So overall, I'm happy with my purchase. Looking at these Smoky Eyes Are Forever, did I need to purchase this one? Absolutely not. But I'm definitely going to enjoy it. I have both, so I am going to enjoy both of them. I am a huge, huge Charlotte Tilbury fan, so for me, it doesn't bother me to have both. But yeah, so overall, I am pretty happy with this new collection. The mascara I wouldn't have enjoyed. I don't like that mascara in general, and I probably would not like a burgundy mascara. I really like the deep contrast with the black mascara. The light ones and the lip and cheek glows just didn't interest me. The light ones do interest me, it's just it didn't seem like something I needed right now. However, I absolutely did need to try out the highlight and the quad, so I am so glad I did, and I hope this video was helpful. If you're on the fence, if you're deciding if you want to purchase these or not, I'm not sure if these are going to be at Sephora. I hope they do come to Sephora before the end of the sale, so if you're looking to make this purchase, now would be the time to do so. That is it for me today. I really hope this video was helpful. Thank you so very much for watching. If you're new here, I hope you'll consider subscribing before you go. I do upload at least 3 new videos every single week. And that's it for me today. Thank you again so very much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye!